Guerrilla War. Let's hear it for these guys. Here we go.
Rock dog.
All right. We got Guerrilla War right here. Amazing NES game. Very fun to play, especially co-op. So we're going to do a co-op any percent run of Guerrilla War. I'm Whitman Price. We got Rock Dog here. I guess the couch if you want a quick roll call, and then we'll get started.
Virus, Enemy.
Toad, 22444, and Angry Lynx.
Excellent. All right, the timer's going to start when we begin motion in the first level. I guess, Toad, do you mind doing the countdown?
Oh, for sure. You ready? 3, 2, 1, go. All right, here we go.
Yeah.
Guerrilla War.
That's a good countdown.
Yeah, I do my best. All right, a little known fact about our protagonists in this game. I believe the first player is Che Guevara, and the second player is Fidel Castro, as you're wandering through Cuba trying to liberate it.
Checks out.
Yeah, it checks out. Now, normally here in a single-player run, you'd want a tank right away because the tanks go incredibly faster, but as you see in the co-op run, they skip all the early tanks because if one person gets a tank, they're going to fly way farther ahead of the other player, and it's just not gonna help out in the end. So what's going to happen here is they're going to just wait to get the last tank in the stage because it's just too invaluable against the first stage boss. A lot of the strats in this game come down to pretty typical run and gun overhead strats. There's going to be a lot of lag reduction. All right, here's the first boss here. Some general pops out of the house and takes a tank to the face, and then the helicopter does the same.
Yep.
That's first stage.
Yep. One cool thing about the tank is when you actually get in it, the single player behind it kind of gets shielded by the tank, so you'll see us use that mechanic somewhat here.
Yeah, in this stage there's going to be a lot of shielding for the second player out of the tank. Another bonus here is that you see the person in the tank has the spread bomb weapon here, and that does an immense amount of damage on bosses, so it's good to have that for all the bosses.
Pig.
You will see wonderful pigs flying by every now and again. But yeah, a lot of the strats you're going to see here are just pure lag reduction strats, and they're kind of staying on the same kind of line because it is the fastest way to go. All right, nice. Good mini boss kill there. Another thing to note about the tanks in this game, they do actually have limited fuel. You won't see them so much in this mode, but all the POWs around tied up, the yellow POWs that you can accidentally kill, but if you actually collect them when you're in a tank, that will add to your fuel time, and it's just pretty important to get it through some of the stages here. All right, we're gonna see this boss get tanked, literally. All right, that's second stage boss. Well done. Yeah, the tank when it gets hit actually has that kind of blinking noise, and while you're blinking like that, you can't actually be hurt anymore in it before it blows up. And as you can saw, I got inside the boss's hitbox there and took him out. This stage is the kind of where it opens up a little bit. You got a little more weaving overall. You got the water effect here to slow you down a lot. Again, our two players are going to try to follow along as much as they can side by side with each other and weave their way through the enemies here. The thing to note about the upcoming boss, this is actually completely timed. They will be taking an intentional game over on this boss to get their lives up, because there's about 42 seconds where they just have to wait for the boss to actually spawn. It's kind of like a survival, a wave boss where they just keep sending enemies after enemies at you. So while that boss happens, you could probably fit a donation or two in here. All right, so we so here's the boss. You're gonna see it's kind of a clown sub as the guys come flying over and over again out of the top of it. And you can see they're swapping off to take their game overs and refill their lives. This is important because game overing in mid-stage is pretty rough in this game. Overall, but only in co-op, because overall, every time you game over, you have unlimited continues, and the checkpoint is exactly where you died. It's a little different in co-op, so this is why they take the intentional game over individually. And we're waiting for a red soldier to pop out of the top here. It started with the green. The yellow ones can shoot and toss grenades. And then the red one's going to cut. There he is. This is the one you got to take out. And in 2-player, he goes out fast. But we move up on the sub, and there's a couple of turrets here. One. And then they're just going to run right into it and blow them up again, and that's a stage 3 boss.
Yeah, you can just tear through the bosses with 2 players. There's a few levels where it saves a lot of time in the co-op versus the 1 player.
All right, I believe this is the last stage that they're going to have any kind of tank interaction for the rest of the run. It likes to tease you early and then take away the coolness of the tank. But you got to be careful. When you're in the tank, any individual rocket at all that hits you will cause your tank to start counting down to explode. And you need it a lot to, as you can see here, they're doing the shields strats to keep player 2 alive.
Oh.
Unfortunate there. But there's a lot of bobbing and weaving. You also got to watch out when you're in the tank for the mines on the ground. They will also hit you, and you will instantly be in the blinking explosion stage. All right, there's a lot of more stage to go here if we have any donations.
We certainly do. We've got $64 from Wraith108 who says, Superman 64, I am in. My hope is that it is played on an atomic green N64 by a runner named Peter wearing a Batman hoodie. Cheers.
And as you can see, this boss here, you beat it and they just kind of throw you to the next stage.
Yes. Yeah, Guerrilla War has a lot of fun enemies, music, a lot of really cool things about it, and it's a very unique game as far as the bosses.
All right, this is a complete auto-scroller, so if you got some donations to go,
I
great
do.
time to read them.
All right, we've got $5 from Chris125 who says, Mister, you inspired me. I already bought my morning coffee, but take my money for tomorrow's fix. I know it's not much, but I hope others will do the same. I hope to hear many more people ask you to #take my coffee. And we've got $5 from Mox, who says, I used to love playing Snake Rattle and Roll with my bro when I was a kid. Glad to see it ruined on HDQ, referencing Dexter's Run there. We've got $50 from Sumeria, who says, so many fond memories of the NES and compelling arguments for the cause of donation. Good luck to all.
All right, they're going to come up to a boss here shortly after the auto-scroller ends. They want to kind of stay to the left here and you just shoot through these enemies really quickly. They're going to line up on the side of the train and just kind of execute it really nicely. There it goes. Nice quick kill.
Yeah, really quick kill there. You actually take a death and it lets you respawn inside of the sprite of the enemy, so you can get a ton of really quick hits on them while you're still invincible.
Okay, well done. This is when it's going to start being a little more critical that they stay really tight and they only kill certain kinds of enemies. Because as you see, this game spawns like hundreds upon hundreds of enemies, and it is dependent on which enemies have already died and which are already on the screen still. So you're going to see him bob and weave, and sometimes intentionally keep some enemies alive. Maybe stop a little bit, have some bullets clear them. And sometimes they just won't even kill anything at all and try to run past everything, because it's just faster that way. They got a tricky tank section here that they've handled wonderfully. You're going to see another return from those two giant guys who just love whipping your protagonist here over their head and just throwing them into the next stage. Okay, they took a bit of a safe strat here. Instead of both going up the middle, player 2 decided to stay to the left and just kill the tanks as it came across. And that's the end of that stage.
There we go.
That's so silly. It's great.
The best way to get in the sewers, just have somebody throw you. But I think we'll be seeing those guys again, and I don't think they're going to throw us next time.
Ooh. All right, this is another critical stage when it's going to be about lining up correctly and only killing certain kind of soldiers. Yeah, we can have a few more donations.
All right. Let's see here. We've got, here is my $5 plus 3 extra donations from Anonymous. Been watching for a long time, and I love the event and all the work you guys do for the charity. Shout outs to all of those behind the scenes, keeping everything rolling as smoothly as possible. $50 from The Bad Gamer, who says, second time donator this year because I heard that we can see a master mode run of Breath of the Wild, so I couldn't resist. So here you go.
All right, there. Like even the POWs in these missions, you can rescue them or leave them to manipulate enemy spawns, which is important. This is going to be another timed boss coming up, but I believe it's more on how many soldiers have been killed. So you're going to see them separate and kill them as fast as possible. They even take out the POWs here because they take up a soldier space on the screen. And then you saw player 2 there took a game over, so he can fill up on his lives going into the next level.
Yeah, this is an interesting one because in one-player mode, it's very important to collect the power-ups as they spawn because there's a sprite limit. But in two-player mode, the enemies spawn a little bit slower because I think the extra character actually counts towards that sprite limit. So it makes this a little bit slower with 2 players, but still, that was really good overall.
That was a really good boss. All right, as you see here, we are going further into the city. Again, this time you're going to have to deal with a bunch of helicopters coming at them, which you have to ease up and kind of and take out as they come along, because normally you could actually loop around here in one player fairly tight on some of these corners and just kind of ignore the helicopters, but as you can see there, they picked up one of the upgrades that gave their grenade kind of a screen clearing effect.
Nice.
And they end up taking out everything on the screen. I see right there they cut it really tight and precise around that corner, and they were able to skip the helicopter without killing it. It is extremely important to make sure you don't effectively kill all the enemies on the screen, because you would just keep spawning more, and it's just going to cause more lag. Alright, what they're going to try for this boss is to get really close to it and try to kill it extremely fast by the time it hits the bottom of the screen. Almost. Still, really good kill.
Yep. Alright.
Alright. This is going to be the second to last mission here. This one's exceptionally tricky because there's a lot of tank spawns in this level, and if you don't have the right kind of upgrade, you're going to kind of get stuck with grenades and kind of get stuck getting slow. So it's integral that they keep at least one of the players here with a missile kind of upgrade. And again, you can see them skipping so many of the troops here. Okay, that was some really tight movement there. That was really good. We can have another donation.
All right. We've got $10 from Left Boy, who says, here's 2 coffees worth of donations from me and my girlfriend. Greetings from Denmark, and keep up the good work. I should mention, I'm seeing that donation total climb, which is awesome because I'm getting a lot of smaller donations, and that's just what we need. Keep them coming, guys.
Excellent to hear. All right, this boss, they're going to try to stay in the boss just below his hitbox and spam grenade, and they did it perfectly.
Nice.
2 cycle, great job.
There you go, final stage.
Yep, we are approaching the final stage.
Yeah, this level's interesting. The first part, not too bad to get through the pattern with 1 player, but with 2 players, it could be pretty tight, so we're just going to hold our breath and hope we make it through.
And on this, you use some visual cues with the ground. You want to really stay on certain lines in this stage and let a lot of enemies go by you and stay on the screen and chase you, because if you do not let them chase you, they'll actually spawn worse enemies that will just run right into you and keep shooting missiles and such. You can see they're trying to get around them, but it's pretty tight in this area in 2 players, because you kind of have to stay right on top of each other. Alright, they're going to have to take out a turret up here ahead to advance. They can skip the rest of the turrets, but now they're on the final boss. And in order to beat this boss, you actually have to eliminate all 4 turrets before you can hurt the main boss up there who will be shooting at you in a second. and he spams missiles and grenades like crazy. But in 2-player, you should be able to do mucho amounts of damage to this guy, and he should go down rather quickly.
Nice.
And there he is.
There we
He
go.
is dead, and time is when it stops moving, and that's time.
Nice.
Nice job, guys.
Great job. That was
What's
a
up?
great run.
1430. Are you serious? Oh my God.
1432.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Wow.
That was really good.
That was great, guys. That was an amazing run.
Yeah, super fun game. I mean, even the credits in this game are awesome. Toad, amazing commentary. Thank you so much, guys, on the couch. Really appreciate it. Yeah, awesome game. I guess I'm going to be doing Turtles next will be good. This ending scene, if we get a chance to see it, that's great. If not, we'll move on. But keep an eye on the credits. And if you have never played this game before, definitely check it out, play it, and give your props to Uncle Boo Boo, who made it all happen.
Yeah, this game has a lot of little cheeky, small parts about it that it just had a little bit of comedy that's really enjoyable, and that's why it's part
really
of such a fun run. Yeah, that was an excellent run. That's kind of why we had the little pig guy join us on the couch here.
There is a pig again.
Yep.
The hero of the game.
Of course, of course. But yeah, excellent run. There it is.
Yep. Guerrilla War, amazing SNK game. They made a lot of these, like Ikari Warriors, which is kind of a terrible game. This one, amazing. They also made Iron Tank, so a lot of these fun top-down kind of run-and-gun shooter games. And there's Uncle Boo Boo.
Shout out to Uncle Boo Boo.
Uncle Boo Boo.
Yeah.
Hey, Boo Boo.
Shout out to Yogi. Lag based.
Yeah, well, Yogi loves his lag-based games. All right,
And we
GG.
did it. And yeah, we saved Cuba from the revolution, so it's a happy ending for all.
Yay. Hey, great job, guys.
Great job.
Thanks.